Hey everyone, it's Mike Andes, and today we're going to be talking about if you're getting your business off the ground, you're starting a lawn care company, do you have a sit-down mower, a zero-turn like this, a stand-on mower, or do you do a walk-behind? Let's talk about the pros, the cons, what I personally feel is best for your situation, as well as the price points. This bad boy right here is a Gravely. Now, I don't really care about the brands. I'm looking for the dealer. I'm making sure that someone's close by that can service me. Different video, different time. But for now, this is the 152 model, so it is a commercial mower. It's the Pro Turn. Now, this I'm looking around $12,000 just for the mower. But here's the thing. For a sit-down mower, the main reason why I would recommend getting one of these is if you need to bag clippings. Because here's the thing, if I'm trying to bag clippings with a walk-behind or a stand-on, the capacity and the amount of bushels that I can have in terms of clippings is much lower than one of these bad boys. Check this out, come check this out. Over here, you got an actual bagging system. Now this is on an X-Mark mower. Again, I'm independent really of which brand you're using, but on the back here, you can see just how much space you can fit in one of these bagging systems. It's massive comparatively to a walk behind or a stander. But here's the thing, this vac system that allows you to do all the bagging is gonna cost you an additional about $2,000 at least. I know it sounds crazy, but it is a hardcore blowing machine. You got the bagger system, the chute, the whole 9 yards. So really, you're looking for like $14,000 to $15,000 for a commercial 52 to 60 inch sit-down mower if you need the bagging system. And in my opinion, that's the reason why you'd have a sit-down mower, is to be able to have the bagging system. There's a little bit less stress on your knees and just the overall exertion when you're sitting down as well. But let's go check out a stand-on mower, because that's what's become the most popular in the industry over the past several years. And the reason it's become the most popular is mostly due to the fact that you're able to see your entire surroundings. There's no like blind spots. So if I'm on a standard mower just like this, I can see right behind me. There's no blind spot of a big bagger. And if I'm sitting down with a bagging system, there's probably 4 to 5 feet of space behind me that I could hit fences, hit cars, and when I turn, there's a whole bunch behind me that could hit those objects. Whereas with a stander, I can see my tires literally right next to me. There's also a lot of suspension and springs, so it does allow for a little bit better riding experience instead of having to walk. However, it's a lot less bagging capacity. If you check out over here, this system here is typically what you're going to see, whether it be on a walk behind or on a stander, and that is a much smaller bagging system. So in my opinion, the main reason to have one of these big bad boys that you sit on is really for the bagging ability, the ability to have a massive bushel bag on the back and collect clippings. This is also helpful for leaves. So keep that in mind. If you do a lot of leaf cleanup and you don't want to get a leaf vac, or potentially you have backyards where you can't get the leaf vac, this might be what you want. Whereas the stand-on, a little bit cheaper. This is not gonna cost you $15,000. You're just not gonna be able to bag as much. The benefits of this stand-on mower is I can see my tires, no blind space behind me, as well as I can see all points of contact around me, 360 right from this stationary spot. So a lot less damage cases, not gonna be as likely to sideswipe things. The thing I don't like as much though too is, in addition to the fact that if I have a chute on a sit down, or if I have an accelerator bag on the side, I have this weird side space that I gotta keep in mind when I'm doing stripes. Another additional 12, 16, 24 inches in addition to the width of my mower. So don't think that I can get a 48 onto a trailer if I'm also having a bagging system or a actual like side discharge unit like that one. This one's gonna cost you a little bit less, maybe looking around $10,000 for a unit like this. Also, this one's really, really good for slopes. So if you have a lot of areas in your market where there's a lot of hills and going around trees and it's sloped, probably gonna wanna use this. It's just safer than having the sit-down mower. Because on this one, if I am going on a slope, I can lean in any direction and allow for the weight transfer to go uphill and prevent this from sliding. Whereas if I'm sitting down on this bad boy, I'm kind of stuck where I'm at, and if this thing flips over, they literally have what's called a roll bar intact. Now, is that great for safety? Yes, but it's also a little alarming, the fact that they're planning for you to roll the thing. Whereas with this one, for the safety for the operator, if it is actually going to turn over and flip, they can just jump off, they're safe, and it would kill switch it right away. Now, this one's gonna cost you, again, $9,000 to $10,000 for a commercial unit. One thing I did not mention is the sit-down units, as well as the stand-on units for most brands, are going to allow you to have a less a commercialized unit, more of a residential. It's gonna cost a lot less, but if you're using them every single day and you're putting on 400, 500, 600 hours on these machines every year, probably worth it to stick with commercial. But if you're just getting started, you have 20, 30 lawns, sometimes these units are gonna cost you less than half. This machine here, literally gonna cost you $4,000 or $5,000. It's not commercially rated. The only thing that is the deck, but they're not gonna warranty this entire machine if you're using it for commercial use. But if you have 20, 30 lawns, doing it on the weekend, maybe mowing all Saturday or Sunday, this might be the thing you want to look for, because it's literally going to be half the price compared to a commercial unit. Let's walk on to the last one, and this is going to be your the walk behinds. Now, these ones, honestly, for me, I don't see a huge benefit to these in comparison to the stand-ons. These are becoming less and less popular because if I'm gonna be back here walking, why would I not want to literally spend like $1,000 or $2,000 more and get a unit that I can stand on? It's way less wear and tear on the body, and it's for a very marginal cost difference. If I'm gonna pay $6,000 or $7,000 for this, why would I not pay $8,000 or $9,000 so I don't have to be walking all day long? I also don't like this one because it gets very long. By the time you take out where I'm standing at as the operator, all the way to the front of the deck where the wheels are at, we're talking like at least 6, 7 feet. It gets very long. Whereas with the stander, it's a little bit more compact, and it's just gonna be a little bit easier to navigate through tight spots on the lawn. But you got all different shapes and sizes. This one's gonna be the cheapest, but in my opinion, I would rather go with a walk behind that is a push mower, or take a step all the way up to the stand on. It's a small marginal price increase, but the thing is, if I'm walking behind this bad boy, I can't go super fast. I'm gonna be walking anyways. So why not spend a little bit more, become way more efficient by getting on a stander, because you can go way faster without having to run, as well as the fact that it's just way less operator wear and tear on your body by having the stander. But this is 48 inches. Why not go get a push mower? Let's go check out a push mower. So this is a walk behind. This one's 25 inches wide. This one's 30 inches wide. This is from Y Bravo. This is from Exmark. This one's gonna cost you around $2,700, $2,800. This one's gonna cost about $1,600 or $1,700. Now, in my opinion, this is probably the lowest end of the totem pole in terms of price that you're gonna be looking at if you're gonna be using these commercially. Honda used to make really great push mowers that you could use $600, $700, $800, but there's stopped production on those. And so I would recommend, if you're gonna use push mowers, just step it up a notch, get a commercial unit that you can really put through the ringer and isn't gonna have a whole bunch of things breaking, and you're having to switch out like the pool cable. The problem with these ones, if you're using it a lot, these little like knobs and levers and little cords, they do break a lot. The nice thing is they're not as expensive. You're not dealing with spindles and shafts and very expensive things like you would on a stand-on mower or any zero turn. So much, much cheaper, but again, you're not gonna wanna be able to use these if you're mowing properties that are on average a half acre or an acre in size. You're not gonna wanna be using a push mower. But if the average lot size that you are mowing is 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 square feet, this is a great option to get started.